All right, folks, so we are back with the video answer key for homework 5.4. This time, systems of linear equations, but honestly, not much different than just graphing a singular linear equation. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started and kind of demonstrate how really similar it is. So we're beginning with, folks, is this first equation. We have y is greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 2. So our y-intercept is 2. Our slope is negative 3. So our fraction would be negative 3 over 1. Oops, that's points in the wrong spot. So something along these lines. And since we do have the equal sign underneath the greater than symbol, it is going to be a solid line that passes through these points. So that's our first equation. And it does say greater than. So if you remember the conversation from homework 5.3, you can think about this as the roof of a house. And greater than or equal to are things that would fall on top of the house like rain. And less than or equal to are like people under the house that would be remaining dry. So since we are talking about greater than, we would be like looking at things that would be landing on the house like this, not the other side, which would be underneath the roof line. And then our second line here is going to be a dotted line because it is only a less than symbol, not less than or equal to. We have 2x plus 5, so we're going to plot our point at 5. Our slope is 2, again, which is equivalent to 2 over 1. So get my dots going here. And this is a dotted line again because there is no equal sign underneath the less than symbol. So we are talking about less than. So again, that's things that would be under the roof. So under the green line would be these things here. Now there are some regions that are only shaded with blue, and there are some regions that are only shaded with green. But there is a region that is shaded with both blue and green, and so it's going to be this section right over here that has both blue and green in it. So that is what we are going to consider to be the solution to this system of linear inequalities, is all this stuff over here that is shaded with both blue and green. So the things that are shaded just green or just blue, those things are not part of the solution because they only satisfy one of the inequalities. In order for something to be a solution to a system of linear inequalities, it needs to satisfy both of them. In our case, to be shaded both blue and green. So an example of a point that or an example of an ordered pair that falls within the solution set is going to be honestly any point that lands anywhere out here in our solution set. And so you could look at the graph and identify one. Like I can see that the point 6, 3 would fall in there. Or you could project out a really long way and say, oh, look, I bet the point 104 would also fall in there because it would be way far to the right and up just a little bit. So yes, it would still fall in the solution set. There are lots of correct answers for the ordered pairs that work. Choose one that works for you, and I'll be good with it. Okay, I'm going to pause here and then move on. All right, we're on to the next. So we have y is less than negative 5x minus 6. So we're going to start at negative 6, and we have a slope of negative 5. So we'll be dealing with that here. And this is going to be a dotted line, again, because we do not have an equal sign under our inequality symbol. So there's our dotted line. And we are going to be less than. So if you think about this as a roof, you'd be under the roof. And this is what we would be shading here. Okay. And the next is y is greater than or equal to. So a solid line, 3x minus 3. So our slope is going to be positive 3. And it is going to be a solid line in this case because it is, greater than or equal to. And so on the green, we're above the roof because it's greater than, so it's rain falling on the roof, as we can see right here. And then again, folks, as I'm finishing this part up here, the solution to this system of linear inequalities is going to be anything that is colored both blue and green. So just this region over here is the only one that has both blue and green shading. So that's going to be our solution to our system of linear inequalities, is that part that I colored there that is red, which was both blue and green. And so there's a ton of correct answers for an ordered pair that makes this work, folks. And one example is -8, -2. Another example would be like -75, 3. You can come up with lots of correct answers for that, folks. That's just an example. So I'll leave that there for a moment and then move on to number 3. Okay, number 3, we've got y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 5. So we're starting at -5, slope of 3. And it is going to be a solid line because we do have the equal sign under the inequality. And again, greater than, so it's going to be falling on the roof. All right, and then next for us, we're going to have y is less than -4x plus 5. So slope of -4. And this is going to end up being a dotted line, folks, because it is just a less than symbol. Oops, and I lost my iPad. I don't know why. One moment. Super how my iPad does that once in a while. Okay, so it is going to be a less than symbol. So it is going to be a dotted line going through those points. Okay, and dotted line meaning that it's going to be under, or sorry, less than meaning that it's going to be under the line or under the roof. So filling that in. And then I'm going to color red everywhere that the green and the blue are both there. Again, only the places where green and blue are both shaded is a solution to the system of linear inequalities. So if it's just shaded blue or it's just shaded green, it is not a solution. Okay, and so again, I'm going to select a solution that is I can see plainly like -6, -3, and then I'll make one up that would be way out there like -1007. And there's lots of correct answers for that part of that, folks. So choose one that works and you'll be good to go. Number 4, and it looks like I forgot to erase my answer from number 4 when I had made the written solutions. So I'll do that now. And so for number 4, what we have going for us is y is greater than -2. From the last homework, I remember that when it's a y is greater than something, it's a horizontal line. And so since it's greater than and doesn't have an equal sign, it's a dotted line. And so it's going to be all of this fun up here. And then since it is x is less than 2, it's going to be a dotted line at the vertical line 2. And then all of this stuff over here to the left of the line x is less than 2. Okay, and so again, the spot that is colored both green and blue, I'm going to shade that with my red color here. And that's going to be whatever is the solution to this system of linear inequalities. And what we've got, folks, for this is, again, I'll choose something like -10, 10 that I can see, and I'll choose something crazy like -327, 83. And there's a ton of correct answers for that, folks. You can choose one that works for you. And that will be great. Okay, that's it for this video. I believe that's the last one. Yes, it is. So I hope this is helpful, everyone, and I hope you have an awesome day.